Guys, how you doing? My name is Tommy, and this is the Gallery Backyard Barbecue. And man, it is a Saturday morning. We are looking at about 90 degrees in the Garden State, and I am doing a baby back rib recipe that was sent to me from a viewer, John Bell. Oh yeah, this is going to be a Blues Hog Raspberry Chipotle baby back rib with his own homemade rub that I whipped up this morning. I'll roll that beef footage soon, but man, I pre-tasted this in my Memorial Day cook, and this stuff is killer. I will leave a link down below if you want to pick this up and follow along on this recipe. Again, man, Saturday morning, 90 degrees. We are going to be rocking and rolling, and hey man, it is summer of 21.
All right, look, couple show announcements. First one, my chat, Sunday night, 6/6, that's June 6th. I'll be giving away a Life Do Grill live on the chat. Tune into my channel or my Facebook group, information down below. And look, as we start the show here, let me just roll my Patreon members and also my YouTube join members, information down below. This is one way of many ways to help the show grow, and I certainly do appreciate it all. Again, information down below. Look, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell just so you get notified every time I do a future upload. Now look, without further ado, let's get into these ribs. Oh yeah. So look, as John requested, you get that all in a blender. I did a pulse a few times, and then I did it on high to finish it off, and all that fit perfectly in my 8-ounce shaker. Yeah. And I'm guessing this is the early days of Uncle Steve, right, where he packaged his shake up with a little funnel like that and just kind of poured it in. Oh yeah.
Oh, Steve.
A little shake, of course. There you go. So look, here's the ribs. We got a nice plump rack of baby back ribs. And again, you know what I always like to do with my ribs is I kind of slit the top there because I want to form a little pocket, and that'll hold all the juices. You want plenty of paper towels ready so you could start drying the ribs off, of course. Oh yeah. It's a nice rack. And look, at this point, what you want to do is obviously anything kind of hanging off, you want to get rid of that. I usually take it off, keep it unseasoned, because I'll give that to Molly girl, of course. There you go, clean them up. So look, from there, what you want to do is you want to get a back of maybe a fork or a spoon. I don't have one handy. I'm lazy, so I'm just going to use the back end of my Del Strong knife. No big deal. That'll work just fine. You want to go above a bone. You want to start in the middle. Stop starting from the end, because the middle is easier, trust me. Get that finger under there. Get that membrane up. And just kind of start pulling it off. Oh yeah, here you go. 9 out of 10, 95 out of 100. You'll get it off in one shot, of course. Come on. And look, from there, what we're going to do is we're going to get our rub on as we get ready to tend to our pit, right? You want to do this maybe 15 minutes before. You want to get it on the front. You want to get it on the back. And of course, don't forget those sides. Oh, yeah.
All right, guys, look, so here is the rundown. We are going to go with some mixed cherry in with the ash, and we're going to mix some in with the fuel. I'm going with a Masterbuilt lump. And hey, man, remember, if you don't have a Masterbuilt, you can do this same recipe with a Weber kettle. You can do it with the Pit Boss pellet grill, Z grill, any pellet grill, any pit you want. Just basically follow the follow the recipe and follow the attempts that I got laid out. I do have my trusty old Weber I grill inside the pit, because we want to maintain that 250 Fahrenheit, because we are going to do the best way that I know how to do ribs, which is basically no wrap. We're looking at about a 4.5 to 5 hour cook. Oh man, and we are going to finish it off with this Blue Hog's Raspberry Chipotle. Man, this stuff is banging. I'll have a link down below in the description if you want to pick this up. I'll also have the rub down. I'll roll some beef footage, but I'll have this in the description also, so you can make this rub, so you can follow along on this recipe. Again, man, Saturday, 90 degrees, man. This is the start of summer right here, right today. Remember, guys, when you put your rack on the pit, you want that meaty side over the hot spot of the pit. If you don't know where your hot spot is, get some rolls on there, figure it out. I'll leave a link up on top of how I figure out where my pit hot spots are, because you got to know the hot spots. We're over the hot spot. We're going to run it about an hour, hour and a half. We'll check it. We want that rub to set up before we start spritzing, right? We're going to spritz with a little apple juice, a little water. And as you hear, the birds are also pretty jacked up. That, hey man, it is Saturday, it is 90, and it is gonna be hot.
Oh man. So look, we're about an hour and a half in. Basically your first time you spritz rib, right? You wanna make sure that the rub is set. So just make sure nothing comes off on the finger. We got a little pooling in the middle. That is your some of that rub, some of that brown sugar's pooling out. That's okay. I'm going to give it a little spritz with some water. Look it over, make sure nothing's burning, make sure everything is looking good, and then close it up, and we'll see you in about the 3.5 hour mark. Oh yeah. Oh man, we're looking good. Oh yeah. Oh. That's a little pooling. That's okay. All right, look, so here we are 3.5 hours in. We are moving along pretty good. Now look, usually about the 3.5 to 4 hour mark, I'll get a temp reading, and we should be about that 175, 180, somewhere in that range. That tells me we got about another hour to go. That'll put us right at that 4.5 hour mark. But hey, man, summer of 21 is on. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, here comes Molly. It's a pitmaster Molly right there. All right, so look, here we are right at that 4.5 hour mark. On that thin side, we are at the 201 or so. But more importantly than that, we are probing like butter, man. When that moves in and out of those ribs on that thick part like melted butter, man, you know you're done. And we are averaging right at that 197. When we pick them up, you want that nice little bend like that without breaking. If it rips, then you're probably going to overcook them a little bit or fall off the bone. You want a nice bend like that, and you are going to be perfect. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So we will get those off. Look, I usually don't use a tray. This time I'm gonna, just because I don't want a big old mess in In the pit, I just kind of cleaned my grates, so whatever. I'm going to use a tray, no big deal. We're going to get that blues hog on. I mean, this stuff is killer, man. Trust me, man. This sauce is, wow, unbelievable. I mean, you got a little bit of sweetness in there, and then it kicks it up with some heat, man, that comes in on the back end. Perfect, man. Perfect. Oh. So we'll get this rubbed down. We'll get it back on the pit, and we'll let it go for another 15 minutes. That'll bring us in about 4 hours and 45 minutes for the perfect rib with the perfect bite. And just like that, man, there we are. Oh, yeah, summer 21. Oh, butter, man, butter. Oh, perfect. We're right at that 202, 203. Wow. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that stickiness. So guys, look, we will get these off. We will get it off the tray onto the board and let it rest for about 15 minutes, and we'll take it in live look. But we will see you guys Sunday night. And also, man, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell, because we are going to have, I mean, wow, it's going to be a summer of 21 that you are definitely not going to want to miss. Oh, yeah.
Look, that is it. We're looking at about 4.5 hours total on the cook, and about 15, 20 minutes after I sauced it up. I wanted it a little bit more sticky, and I'll tell you, man, I put some of this blues hog on a couple of those rib tips that I had, and this stuff is dynamite, man. Links are down below, so you could purchase this stuff and make this recipe, man. And again, 4.5 hours, 250, no wrap. We took it right up to 200 because I wanted a little bit more of a bite on these ribs, a little less fall off the bone, right? If you leave it go to maybe 207, 210, you'll get a little bit more pull, right? You'll get a little bit more fall off the bone, I should say. I wanted a little bit more bite, so I pulled it a little bit early. Let's cut it open. And oh yeah. Oh, yeah. Well deserved. Cheers. Oh, man. You know, it's a different recipe. It's a different flavor than your regular, than your favorite sauce, I should say. It's got a little sweetness to it, but it's also got a little bite, man, which I like. That bite comes in after the sweet, so it's a nice mix. Awesome recipe, man. This is just what I wanted to do to start off 21, something new, something different. Listen, I want to thank viewer John Bell for, you know, sending me the recipe, typed it out nice, followed along perfectly. Again, links down below for this stuff. I am going to roll my Patreons and YouTube join members. Hey, man, don't forget Sunday night, which this is coming out Sunday, 6/6. Later that night, Sunday night, 6/6, I'll be doing a giveaway of a little carry-along pit, that little Life Do pit. So you definitely want to get in that. You got to be in the chat to win the pit. Oh, yeah. So look, man, that is it for this one. We got plenty more. I got my seafood kind of out of the way. I do have something else coming up that's going to be a little surprise. We're about ready to get our smoke on, get our beef on. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. And listen, man, until next time, we will see you, oh yeah, soon.